again.
I guess they will have the IO Drow mid, perhaps, and then have the Sand King as like a sacked hero. That seems like the most obvious thing.
It's like awkward though.
Yeah, it's awkward, but you can Iron Talon jungle the Sand King though. Like if worse comes to worse, it's not too bad.
This is like a game where you stand here,
remaining.
you're like, yes, I'm gonna get to destroy a lane. And then you see your other cores and
5
you're like,
seconds remaining.
why am I not with a support bottom? Why am I not destroying this lane? Why do I not have Blink at 8 minutes with Tranquil's Raindrop and a Windlace? Because that's the kind of game this looks. They have nothing
Prepare
except
for battle.
X to like punish him for diving, and then like if it is a safe lane Mirana, which it looks like it will be, they don't have the damage output if he has Wisp or Dazzle bottom. I don't think they'll have that luxury unless they're doing like this aggro.
Alright, that makes sense. You know, aggro laning with the Dazzle, Venge, and the... Actually, wait. It's gonna be...
We'll have Venge in it, and the...
Yeah, Drow mid and then Dazzle, Venge, IO bottom, and then the IO can just, you know, make a TP rotation top whenever the Sand King needs it. If he's in the safe lane, he should be able to get farm. Just because he's a safe lane, obviously he should be able to get levels, and once he has levels, it's kinda easy to get farm. Looks like level up, they're not really aware of it, at least not now, but,
like
but seeing the heroes though, now they know that the lanes are the way they are, so they can make a rotation and like move around. I guess powering this, they thought they could maybe get a sneaky kill, but like showing the heroes now, level up will know how the lanes will be made, so they can rotate and, you know, play accordingly.
If you want to aggro like this, and you're the team deciding, want the solo safe laner and then heroes bottom, you're the one with like
The battle begins.
prize fact. The other team maybe anticipates it, they're still not 100% sure what you're doing. Showing that, give them the luxury of having 40 seconds to decide, do we want to play this lane? Or who do we move? How do we move? Now the Ricky's already going to start bottom. That will help the Sand King.
Yep, and it looks like it will be a try lane, as the Darkseid against the Sand King, you know, Darkseid should be able to get more out of this lane than the Sand King, because it's a Darkseid, you know, Darkseid is a Darkseid. The try lane bottom, it's a Mirana in the safe lane position, so even though it's a scary try lane from Power Rangers, like, it's not undoable for level up. They do miss a turn, which is a little bit sad, but as you can see, you know, they're doing okay, they can trade blows a little bit, and they're doing generally fine. Like, if they get an arrow on someone, that's like when they can get a very easy kill. You can see Wakamam is even just opting to push the lane, just making sure that, you know, they get experience, it doesn't all get denied, and yeah, it makes sense, you know, just making sure that you get as much as possible out of this lane situation. You don't let the Power Rangers, you know, triple range hit, deny everything.
Yeah, Mirana is going to have a very hard time getting CS in this lane, especially like... Oh, without Drow Aura. With Drow Aura it becomes a nightmare. The hero's attack animation is mediocre at best, and the base damage is pretty awful. But that's
And
it.
they have three range heroes, so, you know, I mean, if they timed it, they could do 150 damage in one blow, you know. You can't outdo that. You simply cannot.
Really, somehow getting eyes and last hit still, but yeah. He's not going to get as much as he would like.
Denied.
And in the mid lane we do have Big Num on the Drow against the Invoker. This is actually a fine lane for the Invoker because of the Forge Spears. Like, once you get Cold Snap as well, it's fine. The Ricky mid could definitely harass the Drow a lot.
Not doing anything bottom.
Yeah, and he's gonna make the
Also
rotation.
wishes to move away, and life looks better. He can
We'll
actually
go
kill
and
the...
Big Num. Oh, Haste Rune did get picked up. Well, that's a Haste Rune though, so he can keep on going. This is scary. This is scary, and yeah, he has to move himself away. He does get hit by another hit, and he will be blown out by the poison, so goddamn, maybe taken down in the end. He does get hit by the turn, he does die, but first blood going to the way of Power Rangers, and they were the ones making the initiation. Now Wakaman may also drop down. He has a lot of regions, so like, even if he survives, which he won't, you know, I guess it's better that he doesn't, because he didn't have a lot of regions, so he would have to like take the sad route back to the base anyways. You know, deny himself or whatever. So 2-for-1 trade for the side of Power Rangers, and this lane is looking decent. Mid lane is working. It's working out well enough because, you know, the Drow is not outlasting the Invoker by any means, but he's getting enough to make this fine. And the Sand King is somehow in the top lane, which I'm not really sure how that's possible.
I guess it's easier for him to get the CS.
If he just kills the wave very fast, but he shouldn't be able to kill it fast enough to not just get overwhelmed by the Iron Shell before he's like level 6.
No, but the thing is, like, it's easier to miss last hits with Iron Shell than it is to miss last hits when they're under your tower.
That's true. That's true.
It perfectly played, they both have the same amount of CS. Easier to mess up Iron Shell last hitting than it is to mess up for Colin Blade on the tower, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's
You do
true.
that like 5 times a day when you play carry. You last hit on the tower, same as offlaner, you know. And I think the reason like the Growl's acceptable is because you do this to enable your other 2 lanes. The Growl mid will always be mediocre at best.
Yeah, now in the mid lane we do have the Big Dam getting taken down as the rotation comes in from the Kunkka plus Ricky. They get a kill onto the Drow. And that's good because this kind of, you know, like you said, the Drow is an enabler, so whenever the Drow is dead, it kind of shuts up any kind of movement Power Rangers would make in the meantime. So they have to wait for the Drow.
Like doing anything bottom. Mirana can solo lane down here and get probably the same amount of farm. The levels will also help, and Drow is begging to get dicked on mid, right? You see this as a pub game. Drow gets ganked by Ricky 5-6 times in the 5 minutes of the game.
And he cries. He says, "Please, mercy."
Where's my ward? Where's my TPs? Yeah, that's how I feel like it should be played.
Alright, we do have the taunt hitting onto 2 people on the IO as well as the Venge. The IO is hit by that long range arrow. It will be shared with the Sunstrike, so the IO will not just be blown up. And the Ricky will be the one taken down as, you know, triple right click with precision aura. It is still scary even if you have Sunstrike to back you up, and I still leave away by Wakamama, but he's in a very sad position and he doesn't have any tankers, he can't get out and he will be taken down.
That's
2
just
more,
like
that's...
lack of understanding. There's no way they take that fight and be like, okay, well we hit an arrow, let's go.
Is under attack.
Yes,
You
especially
have
with
to-
the Kunkka having two points in X, you know, there's Ricky early on with level 2, just an all but Venom. They don't have the damage output.
Even if they did, it's like Hassel still gets double dipped heal with the IO and then Grave. They're just a fairly tanky hero with decent armor, decent health pool, especially now that she has treads. So that's just a fight you should not focus on taking at all. You should much more prioritize like Ricky going top and messing with the Sand King, Kunkka rotating mid, collect kills on Drow, or vice versa, whichever way they want to do it. Those are the things they need to be prioritizing right now, and because they're not, Sand King's having a good time, unless he gets his Transfer Stolen.
That could be the start that now he actually
Like, he
may
can
be a little
kill
bit in
him,
trouble. That's
He's
one
dead.
hit. Oh, he doesn't
He
have...
needs to hit him, like he's... Let the cost to kill him.
Okay. That will be the Sand King taken down as the Doctor barely survives. In the meantime, in the bottom lane, we do have the Ricky getting taken down again. And goddamn, he's still surviving, you know, getting healed very, very nicely. Wakamama is dropping very low. The Bolt is doing the work. The Eye will be taken down, but the Mirana is already dead. The Kunkka is dead as well. And overall, it's more than fine. You know, they get 3 for 2 on the map. And actually 3 for... Yeah, 4 for 2 actually. As they also got the... No, they didn't get the dice. What am I talking about? 3 for 2. I stand by my first...
Half is hard.
I stand by the first call, man.
We're talking ideals. Just talking, well, I think they won this fight, and I think they won this fight. You know, if you say exact, people
Nah, it's fine.
criticize you. So you see how little damage they take. Second double comes down here. Great Sunstrike.
A nice
which...
X mark. That's a very, very nice X mark, you know, just into the Sunstrike. Now they will go for the Grey onto the Venge. He will be alive from now, and I guess it works out. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but once again, you know, it's an IO for Mirana safe lane.
Yeah,
So,
they're happy with that.
Yeah.
Even if they could have prevented it, it's still very good trade on their end.
They could have probably
Ricky's
prevented
lost to
the
deny
IO
as well.
dying, but then the Venge would have died instead, so it ends up working out right.
Maybe not though, because then there's IO with Fairy Fire, Stick, Ever Bottle.
I mean, it would have been probably still a dead Venge though.
Maybe. But
Like,
regardless,
he
it's
already
like,
used
it's
the
good in
tether,
the
so...
end.
Tower is under attack.
Good in the end. Here on the graph, that sure the Invoker's ahead, mostly because he's getting the Sunstrike kills across the map. Overall, I think quite happy with the fact that Mirana's getting such little farm. I'm not sure how he has this level, honestly. Power of the hard camp and get a bit
It's
of
a
CS here and
very hard game for Waga. I mean, he just had a perfect game on Morphling, so you know. I guess Karma now he's having a horrible game. You know,
I
he's
think
used
the
up his
thing that
team.
made it hard is like his supports both stayed down here and tried to contest this lane. Someone blatantly told him to take this fight, which I don't think he wanted to. He was CSing on the tower. I don't know, I think his team's made it really hard for him. And his teams are the one that's doing well, like the other cores at least. Catch up though.
Even the Kunga is higher level than him. You know, the Ricky is close to him, and you can see like the whole Power Rangers lineup. You know, they're kind of like they're getting ahead as a team when it comes to net worth. You know, they're all sitting very close to each other,
Which is good for
and
them.
they're moving up the scales. You know, they're moving up. It's not like one or two heroes getting a lot of farm. It's just, you know, everyone is getting something. In the meantime, we have the Darkseid obviously doing very well in the off lane. He's getting a lot of farm. It will be harder for him to do so though, as the Sand King he has 4-0-4, so he can very easily clear the creep waves now. Bottom lane we do have them around once again taken down as the Darkseid moves in, tries to help his team. The Ricky does fall down as well now, and let's see how many Power Rangers heroes will fall as they get the one, they get Dazzle. X-Mark will be used onto the Vengeful Spirit, and the Vengeful will be taken down as well, so 2-for-2 trade. Double kill on the instead on the Kunga. He will be getting level 6 pretty soon after that. They get a good trade actually, because the Vengeful as well as the Dazzle, they had a lot of gold, so it's pretty much 900 gold. Switch onto the side of level up. Mirana sure is a core hero who drops down. I probably wouldn't call that even, but he's not a core. And the Ricky is like worth nothing whatsoever, so
Just went way too deep with lineup that able to do that when there's no, I suppose, but level up have a lot of chase potential through Key being on top of you, X on the current obviously Surge part of this. Once they get mech up on the Darkseid, kind of make enough space for the Mirana
Gold from my chest.
to get enough levels to be able to come back into the game. Her farm's always going to be subpar unless she gets involved in like
a lot of
white
kills.
man white.
And now in the mid lane we do have Bigman maybe taken down here, as yep, that will be the Shroud dropping down as we will get another kill. The Invoke in the mid lane, that's like the golden is on the side of level up though, because he's gotten two solo kills, he's gotten 2 kills in the draw himself, he's gotten a Sunstrike kill, you know, he's been last hitting freely in the mid lane, and you know, Midas, Drums is completed on him now, so he's very farmed, he's very happy with the laning situation. Top lane we do have a kill onto the Sand King as well, and that's very needed because like you said, the supports have to get a lot on the side of level up so they can make space for Waga on them to catch up. And the Ricky getting a kill like that, you know, he's very close to level 6 all of a sudden. The Darkseid has this mechanism very soon to be completed if he hasn't already bought it. I think he has the recipe on the way. The Invoker, like I said, very farm, so they have the tools to like afford having one player down, especially because the Kunga has levels, so he's doing a lot of work, this Kunga, with the levels he have.
Yeah, and the reason he's doing it is because he went for like the X build, so he's not reliant on he's the one making the space.
And now in the mid lane we do have the Invoker maybe in trouble. 3-man smoke gang, guess they really want this guy. That could be a huge kill, and looks like they will very easily get it as they just clump on him and they take him down and take the tower alongside that. And that's needed, that's very much needed.
Yeah, they get the vision down, they take the tower, which is gonna open up the woods. Really good for them.
And they kill
Just
the
about to
powerhouse
say, like,
boy, so you know.
Yeah, that's a given, but the extra things are nice. If they want, they can transition to Roche, I think.
Oh, top lane, the Sand King maybe a little bit too far. He does get back into the what's it called? Into the smoke screen, and now he may be a little bit in trouble top. IO relocate does happen. Ultimate will be used by Pony, does get a kill onto the Sand King. He will die for this. 1-for-1 trade, relocate was used. The Ricky will be fine. He goes in this now. I think that's fine though, because you use
They're gonna
relocate.
get the Conquer.
Oh, and get the Conquer, that's unfortunate. Yep, he gets taken down. Mirana ultimate was used, didn't help him at all. I'm not sure what he was doing. I guess he thought that the IO +1 would have been solo. That's so, like, if he could get a turn into both, that could have been huge. But
I think he knew they were roaching and just wanted to off it, but it's like autopilot. Okay, I'm gonna go check if they're roaching. Team, why am I on my own? Why am I like not backed up by all of you? That sequence of events kind of stabilizes the fact that Boku and Daxia were doing so much better. Now, as a team, they're much better off. The only thing they're lacking is Sand King's play, and by now, they have everything they really need. Maybe they want to get like Drow. Now. It's just
it's pretty much like the what's it called, the Dragonlance on the bench. I'm not sure if he has it. Yeah, he has it completed. So it's flying out. You know, Dragonlance is done. That's like the one stat item that makes him very, very hard to deal with. That does a lot of damage as well. The Drow Ranger has this Dragonlance and, you know, double wave ban. They have the Aegis on the Venge, I believe. Yeah, the Venge picked it up. So, you know, they're ready to go. They can just start taking down those towers. Tier 1s are almost all down except for the one in the top lane, and tier 2s could also just be gone. But so far, Power Rangers, it seems like they just want to defend their own tier 1s before making like a 5-man deathball move.
I think they're only doing this because of the IO. They know they don't need too many people up to secure the tower, so they want to be as efficient as possible with their farm.
Makes sense, you know. They have 2 heroes in the bottom lane, so they can just relocate in whenever they need to.
Yeah, if they do deathball, they're gonna get out-farmed, out-leveled. Whereas this way, they make it slightly less
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yep, and you can see they can take waves very, very easily with the Sand King, with the Venge, Aura, with the Dazzle heal bomb. You know, it's simple to clear creep waves. So even when they are on the defensive, you know, clearing the enemy's creep waves is very, very simple for them. And on the mid lane, we do have Bignum. He's going to be the one moving in here, just defending up a little bit. The Invoker will be taking a lot of damage. We have the X-Mark coming out. Gold will fly through onto Bignum, and we do have a relocate being used by the IO. He didn't really get the tether off though, so a little bit interesting relocate. He just wants to, you know, reload him like a couple of centimeters away just to secure him. In the meantime, top lane.
Forward. Killed the
Invoker.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. In the meantime, Wakama and Rana got taken down the top lane again. I'm not sure what happened there, but I guess caught out of position.
Like, he's very easy to kill when there's a Blink Sand King on the field.
Yep, and on the bottom lane we do have Tone just pushing on, and he is very, very far out. I mean, he's a Dark, he's very tanky, he does have the mechanism, he will go for TPR, but he is not tanky enough, And the IO just, you know, dodges the Sunstrike, knows that that will be coming a line, so don't move in a straight line, that makes it too obvious and too easy to hit. So, a simple kill, they save the T1 tower on the bottom lane. The Darkseer dies, he's close to his Vanguard, I imagine he'll go for like the Crimson plus mech, even though... Yeah, I guess Crimson, like, I was gonna say Pipe may have been okay, but the right click is definitely a lot better this game. From the side of Power Rangers, like the right click is super.
They have so much of it. Like, it's really good when there's like Necrobooks, Treants, summons. But when they're just hitting for like 200 a pop, it really doesn't feel like it mitigates that much. I think I'd rather just see Blinks. We can reliably do like Blink, Vacuum into Torrent, Boat. I don't feel like he's ever going to get anything out of being in the front to make use of the item himself. It's more of a team contribution thing.
And now we have in the bottom, and we have the relocate coming through onto the Ricky. As you know, he's buying some time, but it's futile. He will be taken down. So another little freebie there.
Playing this so well, honestly. They got 0 objectives. They lost their mid tower, but you know, considering they were pushing with an Aegis, etc., they're keeping the farm up a lot. The graphic's just gone in their favor ever since they rush.
Yep, they're sitting at a 4,000 net worth lead right now, and you can see the heroes, like, the Drow Ranger is very, very convincingly getting closer to the Invoker, the Vengeful is very farmed as well, the Sand King is stupidly farmed as well. Now in the top lane we do have the Darkseer trying to move in together with the Conquer. They do have the double what's it called, Iron Chill on the move, and they do get 1 kill. Onto the Dazzle, the boat comes through, they try to get a jump onto Vengeful, they will get the X mark on him, and you know, slowly but surely they should be able to do something, but they're respecting the fact that I don't know if they saw the Sand King, but they just know that could be happening.
Next to a tier 1, so... one quick thing I want to point out is, Charles saves like 4k gold and then he buys treads. It feels really weird to do that. Then he buys Shadow Blade again. Why would you buy the build-up components? It's just efficient.
Waka is in trouble. He's surviving for now. He does get the Starstorm off, and he gets the kill on the Bignum, so that mechanism saved his day, as they will get a kill on the Drow, they will get the Vengeful, and Waka is still surviving. Still the Dream, he even gets a double, so the Dream is actually real in the backline to do the Invoker, dropping very low, but he does have the Ghost Walk available, and now even Treasure Cat will be taken down, as we talked about this earlier. You know, what Waka really needs is to be in a fight and get something to, like, come back. That's very close to being the fact right now. You know, suddenly he's on 5.5k. He was sitting on like 1500 gold for at least 10 minutes, right?
Dire's
Yeah,
top tower
it's
is under attack.
decision to go over
Dire's
club really paid off there.
structures are
Like,
fortified.
maximizing the amount of health he can get for his ice purchases. Imagine he still turns into an axe and
Dire's top
funky,
tower
but
is fortified.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna
He
be a
probably dies on
Dragonlance
point
right click
booster.
builds. It's probably gonna, yeah, just you know, the classic Akinen's fling, but that was so close. Like, if he died there, it would have been a lot different, I feel like, because then it would, yeah, sure, level up would have won the fight, but it's still, you know, Darkseid gets a little bit more farm. The Ricky maybe gets like, the Ricky still gets a little bit more farm as well, but as long as the Mirana is just like completely non-factor, it just feels like level up is always going to be playing with like -1 hero. But now that he's finally been part of a good fight, he can start actually getting his items online.
yeah, it's like 21-minute axe now, which, considering how poor he was,
It's
that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, that's fine, because
Good.
the Kunkka has a good amount of levels on farm. The Reiki will also get a Diffusal Blade at a decent time. You know, he has one Alacrity Blade, and, you know, he can get another one very soon, so it's not like the farm that he's missing is basically just like clumped up on the support, so, you know, you can say it's fine. It's completely fine.
Also along lines where PR want to be winning those fights, level up. I wouldn't say they're at a point where they're super strong in fights, because Invoker just finished his axe,
Haste.
it's level 4 Invoke, and then he kind of hits that massive E where there's many spells out in fights that cast. Start comboing a lot easier then. Till that point, like, I feel like PR want to be winning those fights, and if not, it's a scary factor for them.
Yeah,
Balls.
and the Darkseid is also just getting so much farm. Like, I mean, Crimson, Meg, this guy can even get up, like, he can get up Blink very close to the timing that you would want it just with a Meg, so he's gonna be pretty scary to deal with. Like, it's not easy to kill him anymore, just because he has so many defensive items.
And it's a similar thing to what I said about the Vanguards the other game. You buy it and you start winning fights, or you buy it after you've just won fights, it's gonna work even better. If they lose those fights and he invests in this item, it feels like it's a dead picker. Because the gold they'll get from winning that fight, gate damage block, is it like 60 total for him? 32 for
It's
the heroes,
32 for the
so-
Crimson Guard, plus, you know, armor, and yeah, you know, you take reduced damage with the armor as well, so
Really, like, not that much.
it's, I mean,
55 from the active, but
yeah.
like that gets negated by like a Yasha getting picked up fight kind of thing. So
It's alright
they
though.
win that fight is so good for them, considering he
I
went
imagine
for
he
that.
will maybe even just not get the Blink still
I
and
think he
go
should
for
get
Lotus Orb perhaps, because then he will be very
Yeah,
tanky, and the Lotus Orb is good for his team as well, because then he can, like, if anyone gets silenced by the Drow, he will be able to have a way of dealing with that.
Privacy con. So obviously it's longer away, but I think Blink is way more impactful. It sets up for EMP meatball combo, it sets up for torrent both. Just like vacuuming onto an arrow stun can change fights. Vacuum 2-3 people into a Starstorm that otherwise wouldn't have been hit by it. I feel like it's just too integral to their draft that he gets Blink. It's also really good at using distance with Drow, so he can stay on top of him with the Crimson and then let his team deal with the other heroes.
Yeah, let's see, in the meantime we do have the Vengeful Spirit getting closest. BKB, that's like the next, like, they're waiting for the Rojan obviously to appear.
Yeah,
You
they
can
want
see
double
goddamn
BKB Roche.
he's just spotting it out. We do have the BKB soon to be complete on the Venge. BKB on the Drow will be Also, well, he has a Shadow Blade that he picked up, which is, you know, fine. It's a decent item. And BKB will be up in like 1,000 gold, so you know they will have the double BKB, like you said. They will have the Roche if they can get it, because level up they know this is happening. They will even go for the
Strong
Mirana.
in the pit as well. Like PR
Yeah.
needs the BKB to fight this.
And they have the axe on the Mirana as well, so you know they're ready to fight. This is one of the timing windows. You know they feel comfortable fighting. If they can get a jump on someone, everything will be good. They even know that Power Rangers, they were down here. They knew they weren't like in the pit area, but down here. And sadly, they don't get a jump too early on them. They need to chill a little bit. But both teams on the area, so it's not just gonna be like walk in the park, go in and take the Roche. Like it will be a fight for it. And without the BKBs being just completed on Power Rangers, I don't know if they can like brute force it. They really just want to get third. Like it's 1 minute, and then they have BKB on both heroes. Then they can very easily take the fight.
I still think it's hard, but it makes the fight winnable. Because if they use their BKBs in a bad spot and level up kite them, might still ripping for them, right?
Yeah, but you know,
it gives them a fighting chance if they get their BKB. Fight before that, I think level up should just be stronger.
Dire's
Like
bottom
every
tower is
situation.
under attack.
I can play around the area and PR aren't punishing them by shoving like this lane or this lane in. Makes that game so easy. They want to stay around this Roche. They want to make it like, yeah. They want to dedicate as much time as they can without effectively losing the game. What PR like doing and the way
it's true. It feels
just
it
picked
feels
this,
weird.
so
They have one BKB up. They have the second one. You know, 200
Soon as
gold
they
to go on
want
the
it.
bench. So it's weird. I guess it was probably just a misclick with the smoke because they literally didn't do anything with it. So
I think it was like, okay, we saw someone TP mid, let's go smoke and pick them off, and then everyone's like, no, this is actually a really shit idea, let's not do this.
yeah, they will go for the Roche now though,
Yeah,
and it
they
looks
get the
like they will
Roche.
get it. Yeah, because you know, level up they decided to just back up. They will drag it, but they're already too far away. They can't contest it. It's a little bit interesting. They actually opted to move people up to the top lane, and I mean, moving someone to the mid lane to push it out a little bit is okay,
Yeah, that
but
makes
moving
sense.
2 heroes to the top lane is
It
interesting.
could be really bad though if like they find the Drow here.
Yeah, that could be
Either
very,
pop
very
the
big.
BKB or pop the Aegis.
And they will go for the Mirana all day. Like, if they pop both, like, if they just
The
make him
Aegis
use
gonna BKB this,
BKB,
right?
is he?
I mean, that's so... Oh, God.
And he does BKB, like, BKBs, he gets very
Sunstrike?
low, Sunstrike will be used, it does hit onto him, it hits the Dazzle, and... Oh, the
Hello?
Dazzle!
J4?
No! What's happening?
Bro.
J4 just get hit by an arrow, like, he saw that for a pretty while before getting hit by it now. Big Nummy drops down, the Aegis gets popped, he used the BKB already, the BKB will be used on Vengeful Strip, but he's already so low, they've already lost 2, they will lose the third one, as the Aya will wheel himself up into the air, the Drow will be taken down as well, the Treasure Cat went in, tried to give some space to the team, but now the Sunstrike will come through, they will get the kill on him as well, 5-man white on the side of Power Rangers with the Aegis, with double BKB, this is just...
Dire's top
That
tower
is,
fortified.
small
Oi.
misplay. Small kink in the plan. And I think that's right.
Dire's top tower
Because
is under
Invoker
attack.
pushes really, really quickly.
Dire's structures
And
are
the thing
fortified.
is, like, BKB pop and stuff, that was just, you know, they jumped him, he pops the BKB, he's fine, okay, he loses the Aegis perhaps, but it ends up with then J4 being hit by an arrow, and then level up is like, okay, let's go for it. He just used Grave, we can go pick him off, we can then just continue on the Drow, because we know he just used the BKB, so he doesn't have it, and it just went perfectly. That one arrow just enabled everything
Dire's
for the
top
side of
barracks
level up.
has fallen.
Yep, and now Drow lineup is one down Iraqs when they just picked up both BKBs and got a Roshan. That's
I
not
mean-
something that should happen, and this face pack could honestly just like end
Oh,
the game
God.
if they get a good fight here. They have
Yeah,
all their ults available, minus the wall, which doesn't matter too much.
Oh, they go in, they get a jump onto the bench, the torrent doesn't latch onto him, he does pop the BKB, he will be fine for now, but the Ricky's doing a lot of damage. We have the tornado hitting onto the Drow in the meantime, the vengeful Spirit is very low, he will just drop in, Goddamn will relocate out, he will be fine for now. They don't lose anyone so far, Conquer will be the first one dropping down. The Ice Wall does control nicely, but now they lose the Sand King, they lose the Drow, they lose the Dazzle, and the Vengeful will slowly but surely drop down as the relocate back happens, and Io slow death on him as well, so the fake back was just
minor casualties earning ginormous rewards.
that was just such a smooth fade back as well, because they go back, they smoke the Mirana ult, and they're like, okay, they have everything available, so they have no reason to not this fight. If anything, Power Rangers are the ones a little bit on the back foot, because, you know, they're still like, oh, what the hell just happened here, right?
Yeah, that's a huge surprise thing as well. Like, both had BKB, right? It was called down by the time they survived.
They both have BKB.
So, like, they had everything they needed, but they weren't set up to take that fight, whereas Level Up blatantly were. When you take a fight on your terms and the other team's like, whoa, what the hell's happening, and they're reacting, it's a ginormous gulf between us and Talia.
Yeah, and Level Up did realize that even if that fight ended up poorly, like, they have the heroes that can disengage nicely. At max, like, they would lose 1 or 2 heroes, then they could disengage with the rest. So, you know, it's a lowest play in itself, because they can go later, they can split push for a little while as well if things went badly. And like you said, if they win this fight, that's pretty much just where they get such a huge lead. Like, the payoff for winning that fight was just so tempting. It was a good payoff. And, yeah.
On every hero because of how they started the fight. So.
And now the Sanctum does get hit, does get found. He's a little bit in trouble. Does get the power strike away, so will not be taken down. He has a gem on him, so he really doesn't want to die here. They will realize the gem is up though due to the dewarding. So you know it's kind of
so much pressure. Just like on his own, he's making so many plays on the Simba, and he draws like everyone's top. He BO2's bottom. Getting greed of how this game's going.
Yep, another smoke gang will come out from the side of Power Rangers. They know they have to do something, and that's pretty much, you know, the second border gem. They're like, okay, we just lost 2 huge fights with both BKBs used twice. They're both down to 8 seconds now, and you know, like you said, if you can't win with BKBs just as they purchase on 2 heroes in a lineup that focuses fully on right clicks, and the enemy team has mostly magic damage, you know, it's not gonna get easier, right?
Game only really gets harder. Sure, level up scaling is not the best, but the gold will do the scaling for them.
Yeah, and now the Ricky has an Echo Saber plus the Fusion Blade, he has an Ogre Club on top of that. Like, this guy is gonna do massive amounts of damage. The Conker has his Alien, sure he's not really transitioning into that 4th position, but he could
doesn't need to,
start
the Ricky does it for him.
Yeah, the Ricky does it for him, and the Invoker is, you know... The Invoker is
honestly the hardest carry in this game. Like, he right-clicks the like, Drow or say like both next to each other aura, then maybe
Drow relocate in onto the Invoker, but now the boat buff comes through. And that will be the IO almost taken down as Ricky. He gives up his life. He does fight some space with the Invoker, and let's see if they can get anything. A nice tornado will head on to 4 people. They don't get any kills, so the relocate back happens, and now the TP out. Oh, the Conker will be found. They get another kill, and yeah, that's actually a good series of events. It looked nice for the Ricky just using the smoke like that, but in the end,
yeah,
that
he
was
didn't
just
tricks the stun from Venge, so fortunate. Nice kills for PR, but unfortunately for them, it's sports. If they got Booker Bounty, admittedly he only has 5 kills, so it's not even like a beyond godlike streak or anything, but he is to give a lot just due to how his net worth is in comparison.
And we can also see the Mirana, like he had the worst possible game ever you could imagine, and look at his net worth now. He's 1,000 gold behind of the Drow. So, you know, he's in a good position. The Ricky moving up the scales. Well, the Invoker is stupidly found right now. He will have his Octarine Core coming online soon. The Mirana is going for Mantis Style as next item on top of the plane. Makes sense. Deals with the silence. Obviously, you don't have a Lotus Hop on anyone yet. The Darkseer decided to pick up a Shiva Scar as well, so he didn't want to go for the Lotus. This is just, you know, more damage, right?
Don't know Blink. I think Shiva like one that I just whipped. About it, it's not as nice.
Oh, and now Treasure Cat, a little bit in trouble. Io does go for the relocate. He relocates in. He wants to help his team, but the Ricky, he's like, "What's up, my friend?" Alright, a nice tether away. He actually does survive this, and the Conqueror gets taken down. Although he gets relocated back. Treasure Cat is there to try and help him. They deward a little bit as well. They will be massively paying this. They really want to kill that IO. In the meantime, though, the Vengeful does get taken down. The Dazzler gets taken down in the mid lane as well. And the Invoker Tornado, they see the Drow. They get the Drow with the Tornado, long range Tornado, right on the tip of it. But they do not have detection.
The shame. There's no way to know if the tornado hits, so
You can't tell.
they just get the luxury of freeze instead. What a shame, eh?
Yeah, and Power Rangers, you know, they have to heal on both the Drow as well as the IO, so they have like effectively 15 seconds where they can't even begin to try and make an attempt to defend this.
They're forced to glyph, which is huge.
And let's see, a Snout will be the Sand King, but like you can't make a surprise episode. That's like the horrible
Too
thing.
much vision from like these creeps.
And now he goes in, we do have the Invoker getting going on, but he's fine, he's tanky. A nice use of the vacuum by Prone on the dark side. The buyback gets baited out by the Vengeful. We have an episode in the back in the bottom lines. As he goes in, doesn't really do any amazing damage as the Ricky goes into the ultimate form, and now the Vengeful will be taken down. He died back. Gem on the ground, the Ricky gets the kill on the Sand King, and yeah, this is just looking like the end.
And they have any plays to come back, so yeah.
Invoker comes back in, nice relocate save onto the Drow, keeps him safe, but in the meantime, Chief on the backlines, we use the grave, so he will be found, taken down.
Yeah.
Gem will be given back to here you go.
I give you for letting us have the series.
And yeah, you know, team wipe, so GG well played, Power Rangers, they will be taken down. I'm not gonna say like a beautiful play by level up, but like a super good comeback. Like a super good comeback.
I will say, like, when PR had Aegis and they let the Drow and IO and such, they played that really well because they took objectives while not giving anything up, which is really what you lose when you 5-man. You're always going to trade. Bad if you